What's good, everyone? Welcome back to British 876 Sports, where we provide real and authentic football and sports analysis. Tune in to discuss and dissect football and sports opinion, facts, and feelings. Well, guess what? The transfer season has actually ended, and teams have splashed some cash, got some new players, got rid of some old players, some deadwood as they call it. So we're going to look into the big six actually. We're going to look at the big six transfer window to see how the teams has progressed, to see the players that they got in, the players that they got out. Let's see where we fare at this current stance, see who is in the better position, who is in the lesser position. Uh, I mean, off the bat, everybody know that Liverpool has spent some pretty big money this summer transfer window. Got in some big name players. Liverpool traditionally don't spend this much money, but this window they have spent a lot of money, $100 million on more than one players. Normally a team only spend that much money on one player, but Liverpool was able to spend that much money on multiple players. So let us look into the players Liverpool were able to acquire in this summer transfer window. Right, Liverpool, the Premier League champions last season, looking to retain their title this season. So the great Liverpool, one some argue the biggest club in England, some argue it's Manchester United, acquire Alexander Isak for 120 million euros. Right, that's 120 million euros from Newcastle United. That's their latest acquisition. They tried to get the Crystal Palace centre back Guehi, but I think that deal fell through to some complications. I'm not sure. I think it was Crystal Palace had a injury and they decided not to sell Guehi, or they were replacing Guehi, but their replacement fell through, so they decided that Guehi is not for sale. Let me know in the comments if you remember. And guys, please remember to hit a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, leave a comment in the comment section, share this video to somebody who might find it interesting, to all the football lovers. So Newcastle, Isak, they acquired Isak for a lot of money from Newcastle. These modern days, the transfer market is actually, it's crazy the amount of money being spent in the transfer window. 120 million euros for Alexander Isak, a Newcastle striker who plays for Sweden. Those money were normally being spent on world-class player, without a doubt, world-class player. Is Isak a world-class player? You can let me know your opinion. I think Isak is a qualified striker, a good striker, a great striker. Has a lot of potential. 25 years of age, so he's barely entered his prime. Still realizing what he's good at and what he's not good at. Still realizing, his strengths. Normally a striker don't come into his prime until his late 30s. But for 120 million euros, that's a lot of money on a striker for Newcastle. It's a statement signing, and that is after they already got Isak. No, that is after they already got Ekitike, who has been playing up front for them, who some would say the team seemed quite accomplished and finished with Ekitike, and they have spent another 120 on Isak. But guess what? After winning the title, I think they got some record. I think they got some promotion deal. When you win at the Champions, you got the Premier League money. Your club gets money, so they could afford those signings actually. So Alexander Isak, the Swedish forward, for 120 million euros which is a lot of money, as I keep repeating. Then the other player in the attacking position again, everybody know that the Liverpool got rid of Ruben Diaz, and they also got rid of Darwin Nunes, and rest in peace, Diogo Jota passed away. So those are three players who they needed to replace, and they did. One of the players they replaced those three attacking players with was Florian Wirtz, which was even more expensive than Isak for 140 million euros, which is a lot of money from Bayern Leverkusen in Germany. You know, attacking midfielder, a lot of skill, guile, vision, nippy, low sense of gravity, good player. Wearing the number 7 for Liverpool, taking over from Diaz. A lot on his shoulder, a lot on his shoulder. He's gonna change the way how Liverpool play because he's now a number 10 traditionally, or in the past few years under Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool don't play with a number 10, so now Wirtz is in and is expected to actually be the talisman, the creator, the main creator in the Liverpool team. Very good player for Germany, starts for Germany, international player. All these players are international player that they acquire. Florian Wirtz. The third attacking player is another centre forward. They acquire him from Frankfurt in Germany. Hugo Ekitike, the French international player, just got his first France call up in the current international break that we're on. Ekitike, good player, has skill, has a bit of pace, can finish, has flair, good with the link up. Well-rounded, just like Isak, well-rounded, can play off the up top, can play off the left, can play off the right. So I think those are three good acquisitions for up top for Liverpool. They got him for 75 million euros, which is also a lot of money. Those are three players. And to think that 75 and 75, 2 sevens is 14, they paid almost double that for Wirtz. It's crazy. But Hugo Ekitike. So with that acquisition up top to go ahead with Mohamed Salah, I don't think the Premier League, maybe City, has a better attacking front line than those players. Also, they replaced their wing back. They lost Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid for free, I think. I think they lost him on a free transfer to Real Madrid. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they replaced him with Jeremy Frimpong. That player they got from Bayern Leverkusen as well for 40 million euros, 45 million euros. No, how much I got him from? 50 million euros actually. A lot of money. Again, 50 million euros. Frimpong to be the starting lineup. All these players that I'm referring to is players that they bought to start for them in their starting 11, their first team starting 11. Also, on the left side, they bought from Bournemouth, Milios Kerkez, who was a promising left back last season, 21 years of age, promising left back for 45 million. Promising left back up and down the left wing. Watched him one or two games in the opening season for Liverpool. Seems steady, still settling into his role. And I guess Liverpool fans are expecting big things from Kerkez and Frimpong in extension. So those are the top 5 transfer signings for Liverpool: Alexander Isak, Florian Wirtz, Ekitike, Kerkez, and Frimpong. So 3 players in the attacking area and 2 players on the wing back position. They were trying to get Gay from Liverpool in the centre back position to add some depth to the centre back position. Or I'm not sure if they were trying to get him to start in the starting 11 over Konate. Konate, who I think is a really underrated player, but they tried to get Guehi for a lot of money as well. That signing, however, fell through. Didn't happen. So there are a few other players who they got. They got Giovanni Leone, who is a centre back from Parma for 18 million. They got Freddie Woodman, a goalkeeper from Preston North End, on a free transfer. Trey Nayoni, the central midfielder. They actually signed him to the first team from the under 21s. They brought back Harvey Davis, who is a goalkeeper from loan at Crawley Town. Rhys Williams, a centre back from Morecambe FC. They brought him back. Stefan Bajektic, a defensive midfielder. They brought him back from Las Palmas. That's a player who we saw already in the Premier League a few times under Jurgen Klopp. Defensive midfielder, has capability, has talent. He's a Spanish midfielder, so you know he has a Spanish flair about him. Calvin Ramsey, also a right back they brought back. Nat Phillips, a centre back from Derby County. A few players they brought back. So good spending, a lot of money spent from Liverpool. Overall, they spent 482, approximately 483 million euros on players, which is a lot of money. So I guess with that amount of spending, their expectation is to retain the title. Now they got the title. They won the title last season ahead of Arsenal, ahead of City, ahead of Chelsea. Spending no money, acquiring a new coach from the Dutch league, from Feyenoord, and they won the league. Not spending any money, but admittedly with some prior Premier League champions and Champions League champions, the likes of Robertson, Trent, Salah, Van Dijk. So they had a good team, but now that they spend so much money, extra pressure is on Liverpool to retain the title. Do you think Liverpool will retain the title? Let me know in the comment section. And you know, Liverpool got out, as I said earlier, Luis Diaz, Darwin Nunes. They got out there, they sold their young centre back, Kwanzaa, Jarrell Kwanzaa, 22 years of age. Sold him to Bayern Leverkusen for 35 million euros. These figures, I hope I'm not quoting them a bit off, but yeah, so Kwanzaa, they got rid of Kwanzaa. They got rid of, they sold, what's that midfielder's name? They sold to Aston Villa, Harvey Elliott. They sold him to Aston Villa as well for loan. They actually loan him. He's on a season-long loan actually to Aston Villa. Tsimikas is actually on loan as well to Aston Villa. That one is surprising. I didn't remember that one. So Tsimikas, a very good left back, on loan to Aston Villa. I guess they already have Robertson, plus they acquire Kirkes, so lack of game time for Tsimikas, so they loaned him to Roma. Nat Phillips, he was on a season-long loan at Nottingham Forest. Is that the same Nat Phillips? Well, he's been now sold to West Bromwich Albion for a meager fee. So that's it. Keller is actually sold as well to Brentford. So Liverpool doing big business, right? Big business for Liverpool. All right, so we're gonna move on to Manchester City now. So City, on the other hand, spent money as well, not as big as Liverpool did. In total, City spent 207 approximately million euros on incoming. The most expensive of the bunch is Tijani Reinders. They got a central midfielder they got from AC Milan. You know, there's a Dutch midfielder. Saw him in the Euros. I think I saw him in international competition. Solid midfielder. He played well in their opening games. Scored, assisted. You know, showing talent. Slotted in for City's Rodri, and seems pretty well. Seems like he has the ability to go forward, run back, defend, attack. So seems a box-to-box player. Seems like you can put him to sit and he will sit. You can even put him in the more attacking position and he seems like he has the know-how. So that's a good acquisition for City. 55 million euros they paid for him. They also got a left back from Wolves, Nori, 24 years of age, 37 million approximately for him. At the age of 24, great. That's a great signing. You know, Nori, one of the top 5 left back last season in the Premier League. From public opinion, Nori, Kirkes, two as for Liverpool, two of the good, better centre back, and no surprise they are now with two of the top teams in the Prem. Kirkes, they got Kirkes from Lyon, wavy player Kirkes, a lot of talent, left foot, right foot, can play off the left in attack, in the middle, off the right, can play deeper in midfield if needs be. They got him for 37 million. That's a good signing as well. That I think that is, that's a very good signing for the amount of money they paid for him. Bearing in mind that Liverpool pay triple that for some players. You know, another player brought back from loan. They bought from Burnley actually, James Trafford. I think he is from the City Academy. Correct me, obviously, from the City Academy, but went on loan to Burnley. Think Burnley bought him. City now acquire him back for a fee of 31 million. James Trafford, and then went on to acquire a new goalkeeper, a status signing, statement of intention, Gianluigi Donnarumma from the Champions League champions. And at the age of 26, I think that's a very good acquisition, was linked to Manchester United as well. But decided that his destination is going to be the blue half of Manchester. Gianluigi Donnarumma is not Gianluigi Buffon, but it's a very good Italian goalkeeper. Very, very good. Been on the scene since teenage years at AC Milan. A lot of promises, lot of a promise from that goalkeeper. City. So those are the top 5 transfers for City. Not much spending. They got a midfielder. They got 2 midfielders, one attacking, one central or defensive. They got a left back and 2 goalkeepers. In addition to that, there are obviously what I consider some miscellaneous signings. Yeah, another goalkeeper from Chelsea, Marcus Bettinelli. Pep loves signing goalkeepers. So those are some good acquisitions from City. I'm not sure why they're listing Kyle Walker and Jack Grealish as incomings. They sold those players, so I'm not sure why they list them as incomings. They sold Ederson to Fenerbahce for 11 million euros. They sold Akanji to Inter Milan, and those players are obviously old. Ederson 32, Akanji 30, so they're obviously rebuilding. They sold Gundogan 34 to Galatasaray, Kevin De Bruyne. They sold him to the Italian champion Napoli. He's 34 as well. Kyle Walker 35, right back to Burnley. So it's clearly a rebuilding process. Jack Grealish, not so old, 29. Little faith in him from his manager, so that was a needed move for Jack, who I believe is a very talented player. Sold him to Everton. Started off the season with some very good performances for Everton, assisting in all the games that he's played so far. I think he's on 4 assists in the Premier League. So Claudio Echeverri, however you pronounce that name of that Argentine player, very good, talented player. He's on loan. I still saw him for City. It was like he came on for City and he was like the best player on the pitch. Literally, very good attacking wise, linking play, trying to be dangerous, being dangerous actually. But Pep don't like those players. Pep wants to just take the ball, pass the ball, take the ball, pass the ball. That's Pep's style of playing. So yeah, that's it for City. I mean, let us check out. I think we should check out Chelsea. Yes, let's look at Chelsea. Chelsea also is a club who has been showing promise over the past few seasons, with the intention to go a step above that. Chelsea bought a ton load of players. Chelsea is always buying players, right? A total of 328 million euros On incomings for Chelsea, the most expensive of that is uh, centre forward Jai Pedro, 63 million pounds, euros actually. Yep, 50 million pounds, 63 million euros. Centre forward they bought from Brighton, Brazilian player, very good player, very good player. 23 years of age. Need to step that level up to show what he's actually made of. Jai Pedro, good player, can play him up the top, you can play him in the 10, you can play him off the left, off the right. I think he's a versatile player. Now, Joy Pedro, in comparison to what I would definitely think a lesser talented Gittins for similar money, 56 million euros. And obviously, these figures are off and it's dependent on the clauses in their contract. So, obviously, it's give and take. Gittins, a player who most persons would even know who this guy is, bought him from Borussia Dortmund. I don't think he has an international call up for England as yet. And for 50 million pounds, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But Chelsea just going around splashing cash, not sure what the intention is. Gittins has the number 11, took over from Madueke. To sell Madueke and get Gittins is like Beavis and Butted. It's like, what's the difference? But I guess Madueke wanted game time or starting position. Not sure who is going to get that at Arsenal. He's going to have to play on the left, which he didn't want to play at Chelsea. He wanted to play on the right-hand side. So now, Gittins, Chelsea sold him, acquired Gittins, who is 20 years of age, a bit younger than Madueke, left winger. Let us see what Gittins having progress. And now the enigmatic Alejandro Garnacho, they also acquired the former Manchester United attacking player for 47 million euros. The Argentine left winger, full of talent, full of belief, full of personality, is left Manchester United for greener pastures, in his opinion. Didn't believe in the Manchester United coach, didn't believe in what the coach was doing, and decided that he needed a change. So he basically put himself in the transfer window with the assistance from the Manchester United coach, who picked a fight with him. And yep, there he is at Chelsea. Shouldn't have left Manchester United, but there he is at Chelsea at the age of 21, with talent, with ambition, not the most gifted player. He's not Joao Pedro, but let us see what he has to offer Chelsea. I wish him all the best. They also got Liam Delap from Ipswich. They're number 9. He was expected to lead the line, but to how things are faring out since Joao Pedro showed himself in the Club World Cup, I think he's the one that will lead the line. But also Liam Delap, 22 years of age, English striker. Is he playing for England or Ireland? Delap. Not sure. Think he's England. Anyways, 35 million euros. A striker with potential, once linked to Manchester United as well. United fans, and I think coach or somebody in their hierarchy wanted that player. However, he chose Chelsea. You can't beat a player for who he chose. He chose Chelsea. He thought they had a better project. He thought they had a better manager. He thought they were in a better position at this time. So he chose them. And Liam Delap, their Chelsea number 9. Another signing, Estevao, an 18-year-old player. I think he signed 1 year ago, but he finished the season at his previous club, Palmeiras. Now at Chelsea for 34 million pound. Is that it? Yeah, 34 million pound, euros actually, and not bad for an 18-year-old. Watched him a couple of times. Watched him for Brazil yesterday. He was very energetic, very ambitious in his play. You can see his desire. He has the talent. He is gifted. He's not quite Lamine Yamal level gifted, but he's pretty decent, pretty good acquisition that for Chelsea, an upgrade on um, somebody like Madueke, definitely an upgrade on Madueke. At the age of 18, let us see what he has. Obviously, Chelsea just spend and spend, so there's a lot more players who I could go through who Chelsea bought. I mean, so noticeable outgoings for Chelsea would be Noni Madueke, the 23-year-old England and Nigerian right winger, English international, sold him to Arsenal for 56 million. Uh, I think Arsenal, half of Arsenal fans are quite disappointed in the signing, quite subdued, not excited. And a lot of them are saying, yes, it's a good backup for Saka. But I don't think Madueke has any intention to be a backup player. He didn't leave Chelsea, where he was practically starting most of Chelsea game last season, to go to Arsenal to be a backup player. At the age of 23, the World Cup coming up, I'm sure his intention is to start. So let us see how he fares at Arsenal. They got rid of Christopher Nkunku as well. Nkunku, very good player, a lot of talent, 27 years, been around for a while. The French international, they sold him to AC Milan, injury prone, filled with injury over his Chelsea career. Now at AC Milan, João Felix, just 25, been around the block, record signing for Atletico Madrid back a couple seasons ago from Benfica, then to Chelsea, then to Barcelona on loan, then back to Chelsea. Never seemed to find his foot anywhere. Never seemed to be, as influential as his talent suggests he is. Now at Al Nassr, actually for a permanent deal. So he's not alone, 30 million, not alone to Al Nassr, playing alongside Cristiano Ronaldo in that team. Al Nassr got a couple good signings done along with Felix. I think they got Christian Coleman, the athlete, the French player. Not remembering his name right now. So João Felix off to Al Nassr. Their goalkeeper Petrovic, the 25-year-old, they sold him to Bournemouth. I'm not going to pronounce that midfielder's name that they sold to Burnley, who played against Manchester United. Where's the number 8? He was roughing up the Manchester United players midfield. He was roughing up Casemiro. He was roughing up. Who was playing that game? Everybody. He was just up and down in the middle of the field, roughing up the players. Good players, good with the ball as well. Not just an athlete. Dewsbury Hall, they sold him to Everton, playing with Grealish, doing pretty well. A player that I actually rate, Renato Vega, seemed very good on the ball. Reminds me of Dembele, the former Tottenham player. Dembele, is it Musa Dembele? There's so much Dembele. Vega, the 22-year-old, is actually listed as centre back. I'm not sure if he's actually a centre back or a midfielder or a left back. Seen him all over. He slots in perfectly well in all these positions. Preferably, I think he's a midfielder. Good on the ball, can glide with the football. He is now at Villarreal for 25 million approximately. Chelsea sells their players for very good fees. They do very good business, Chelsea. Very good business. If they are selling a player, they are selling him for very good money. As you can tell, they sold players like Mason Mount, Madueke, very good money. They sell their players for. Broja sold him to Burnley. That's a good striker as well. 23 years of age. He's a Moroccan striker, very good player. Who else? Nicholas Jackson is on loan, a season on loan. Nicholas Jackson, I think, with an obligation to buy for approximately 17 million. Linked with Manchester United, underrated player for Chelsea. What more could he have done last season? As he came out in an interview and said he doesn't score a penalty, he scored the amount of goal that he did. He thinks that that's a very good number for Chelsea. One of the best since Diego Costa. That's what he said in one of his interviews. So he finds himself he thinks he's a bit underrated underappreciated at Chelsea. So he pushed for a move. Obviously, he was also not wanted by the coach and the hierarchy. So Nicholas Jackson on a season-long loan at Bayern. Not sure if he's gonna start at Bayern. They have Diaz, who they have big plans for on the left. They have Hurricane striking. So not sure what's his interpretation. All right, so we've been through Liverpool, Arsenal, no, Liverpool, City, and Chelsea. Now, let us look at the Arsenal transfer window so far, because Arsenal is a team who should be aiming for nothing less than winning the Premier League or going to the Champions League last four or finals and or winning the Champions League. Arsenal is a team that should be aiming for a small um, a small league, a league, going for the league or the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. They should be expecting that to be the bare minimum. I'm not sure why these Arsenal fans, because of Arteta, are just being so subdued in their ambitions. It's like, what are you expecting after season number 3, a hat trick finishing second, and your best signing is a defensive midfielder, Martin Zubimendi, who some Arsenal fans tell me is very good. He has talent. He can pass the ball. He's good in defensive midfield. Manchester United played against them in the Europa League semi-finals or quarter-finals. I think they got him from Real Sociedad, and he wasn't noticeable. Didn't notice him. But the Arsenal fans have a lot of faith in him. Played for Spain for Spain yesterday or the day before yesterday. Did you watch the game? His stats seemed pretty well. Seemed like he was a very good contributor statistically in the game. They bought him for 70 million. That's a lot of money from Real Sociedad. He's if everybody who knows Jorginho, he's a Jorginho-esque player. Not to the level of Jorginho, obviously. Definitely not the level of Lazio's Jorginho or the initial Chelsea Jorginho with Sarri. Definitely not at that level, right? But he is of that talent. I don't. Jorginho went to Arsenal, and I think he's just that same ability as the Arsenal's Jorginho. But the Arsenal fans believe that he's very talented and he's a good midfielder. Is he what Arsenal needed? They sold Thomas Partey, who was injury prone and susceptible to mistakes, big mistakes. So they sold Partey. But is Zubimendi the linchpin? Is he gonna take Arsenal to the next level? In the midfield, is he what they needed? They already have Rice. They already had Merino. Who else do Arsenal have in the midfield? They bought Norgard as well, another defensive midfielder. He's 31, so he's just more of a squad player, I would think. So Zubimendi, bought by Arteta. Arteta probably believes that he's gonna be this midfield, deep line midfield orchestrator. Arteta likes to keep the football, likes to keep the game tight. So that's the player he and the hierarchy went for. After 3 years finishing second, that's the player they went for first. Underwhelming from the rest of the league looking on, seeing that in comparison to Chelsea's signing, Liverpool signing, and City's signing, a bit underwhelming. Arsenal fans, let me know what you think in the comment. If you guys are still here, please click a like on the video. It helps the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and share this video. Hit the notification bell, also very important to be notified that when we post a video, you're going to be notified that, alright, British 876 Sports posted a video, so you can tune in, because you won't always know unless you go into the YouTube app, which you don't live in the YouTube app. So click the notification bell, man. Right, the next player Arsenal bought is Eberichi Eze, who was their last signing. 69 million, 70 million pounds, euros, basically from Crystal Palace. A player who I hope Arsenal plays as a fan of football. I hope Arsenal play this guy because he's talented. Arteta, if he means business, has to find a way to play an Arsenal starting lineup that includes Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard, Eze, Saka, and I don't care about Gurkers, but I guess Gurkers. He has to find a way to implement these attacking players. He cannot play Rice, Zubimendi, and Merino. That doesn't make any sense. You're trying to win the league, which I would hope, if I was an Arsenal fan. You have to play your attacking players. You have to play as a talented player, English international. You have to play Odegaard. If I was a Arteta, I would play Odegaard deep in the midfield, deeper than Eze, alongside Rice and Zubimendi, right? And play Eze with them. So, am I saying that correctly? So I'm saying play Rice and Odegaard, or Zubimendi and Odegaard. And here's why I think Zubimendi is like of a null signing. It's like you could Odegaard could do exactly what Zubimendi is going to be doing in that midfield. Whether he has the discipline to do it or not, all Zubimendi is going to do is sit deep and tick the ball over. Odegaard could be doing that. He's not scoring 10, 15 goals per season or getting 10, 15 assists. Correct me if I am wrong. So just play him deeper to accommodate Eze and Saka and their more attacking players, even Madueke, right? Madueke, with all the sticks that I'm giving him, he's a Premier League proven winger who knows how to attack his wing backs, who knows the game, kind of understand the intensity of the Premier League. He can play him. But I am sure Arteta will find a way to not play these players to fit Norgard, Zubiamendi, Declan Rice, and Merino in a midfield. I am 100% sure he will do that more often than not, even if that means he puts one of those players in the back line to accommodate this, right? Not sure where Arteta developed this pessimism, but in the first two seasons when they were challenging with City, very optimistic, very attacking, intensity was high. Gabriel Jesus, I remember him and Saka, but this is where they're at. And the Gyökeres, the guy who kick up a rumpus, the Sporting striker to come Arsenal for 66 million approximately from Sporting, scored a record amount of goals for Sporting last season, won their league obviously. I think the Arsenal would have to do a lot of accommodating for this guy. Typically not the type of striker I believe Arsenal needed. Arsenal needed more of a Ekitike or Isaac signing, somebody more rounded who could drop deep, could go left, go right to accommodate the team. Just like Havertz would, just like Gabriel Jesus would, when we see the best of Arsenal. Now they have Gyökeres, he's forcing Arsenal to go more attacking, to go forward quicker. Was that Arsenal's problem? I am not sure. Overall, I don't think the personnel is Arsenal's problem. I think it's the mindset, and I think it trickles down from the coach, right? So Gyökeres is 27 years of age from Sporting, their number 9, not their number, doesn't wear the 9. I think he wears 14, but he's going to be their talisman up top. And then you have Madueke, 23 years of age, got him from Chelsea for 56. Chelsea, I don't know how Chelsea managed to get 56 million euros from Arsenal for Madueke. But he's at Arsenal now, still in London. When you see Madueke is a typical English player nowadays. Not gifted, but athletic, full of ego and flamboyance, but not much talent. But let us see what he offers to Arsenal. I said Norgard already, and obviously Kepa, Arrizabalaga. Arteta has to buy his goalkeeper. Not sure why. And so those are the signings. They got out Congo. Arteta don't have no interest in that player. That player is a very good player. Lokonga, 25 years of age, got rid of him, got rid of Kivier as well, a centre back, sold him to Porto. Um, Tavares, he was on loan, however, and they sold him to Lazio. They sold Tierney to Celtic. Jorginho has left fully now to Flamengo. Partey has left to Villarreal. Reece Nelson has left to Brentford. Fabio Vieira has left to Hamburg. Zinchenko on a season-long loan to Forest, Nottingham Forest. Okay. So Tomiyasu, he left. I think they scrapped his contract, so he wasn't a sale or a loan. Contract scrapped. Not sure why his contract was scrapped. Someone in the comment tell me why the Arsenal scrapped Tomiyasu contract. And Raheem Sterling as well. End of loan from Chelsea. So I think Sterling is also without a club because Chelsea doesn't want him either. So another player just in the dust looking for something to happen. So again, let me know how you rate that Arsenal transfer window. A bit underwhelming. If I was an Arsenal fan, I am not. So yeah, a bit underwhelming. All right, Manchester United. Let us see what they did. So Manchester United now got off their summer signing transfer window with Matheus Cunha, who was obviously predictable. That's a predictable signing. We knew he was coming. We spoke to him earlier in the season for approximately 75 million. We got him from Wolves. Very good player. Finished last season with was it over 15 goals for Wolves, a lot of assists. Brazil international, full of talent, full of creativity. I think that's a very good signing for Manchester United. A bit over the top with the fee, but again, this is the modern transfer window, and pricing players are generally overpriced. So, but a very good player, a big upgrade on what we had with the likes of Garnacho and Rashford and Jadon Sancho, all who weren't performing, and the striker we had, Rasmus Højlund. So, Cunha, 26 years of age, so good age for United. Brian Mbeumo as well, we got from Brentford, the Cameroonian striker, winger, however you want to put it, for 75, similar price as Cunha. A bit overpriced as well, but he ended last season as one of the Premier League top goal scorer. Influential left winger. He's what I call a goal machine. He will score a lot of goals for United. He's already scored 2 goals for United. He will definitely score a lot of goals for United. He's settled in a bit quicker than Cunha has because he's playing in a settled position in the not necessarily on the wing, but off to the left side of the pitch, while Cunha is more accommodating the likes of Mason Mount and playing in a striker position because we have a coach who thinks he's Einstein, doing nonsense, playing around with things. But we're not sure how long this coach will be here, so we hope to see Cunha, even if he's there, in his element, in his position, in his attacking midfielder position, creating for United, scoring some goals, getting some assists, linking some play, showing us some flair, getting the Old Trafford Stadium off their seat so I can watch it on my TV and be ecstatic. Right? So that is Cunha and Mbeumo. We also got Benjamin Sesko, a 22-year-old promising striker. Been on the scene for about the past 2-3 years for Leipzig, and scores is a scorer of great goals. That's what I've been seeing. Don't think he's a 20 odd goals a season guy. He doesn't seem to be that player. More of a rounded player, link player, comes off the left, comes off the strike. Similarly to Ekitike, can link play, very good in the air. So not bad, Ekitike. So those are the 3 main signing for Manchester United. They also signed Lamens, a goalkeeper in the recent days. Never heard of this guy, 23 years of age. But ecstatic to hear today that we sold Andre Onana. No, we loaned him, a season-long loan to, who did we even loan Onana to? Not seeing it here, but he's on a season-long loan to my amusement. So I am guessing that Lamens will be more influential than if Onana was here. We got Diego Leon as well, a left back. Don't think he will be the starting left back. Has talent, 18 years of age. Expect to see more of him. Yeah, so those are the main signing. Obviously, we got rid of Garnacho to Chelsea. We got rid of Anthony to Real Betis. He was on a season-long loan. He's now on a permanent signing. We got 22 million euros in for him. We got 47 approximately million euros in for Garnacho. Rasmus Ireland, season-long loan. We got 6 million in for him for that loan. That loan fee is over to Napoli. Rasmus Højlund, a player who should have left a lot earlier, you know, isn't living up to the expectation at United. And any player who is not living up to the expectation should go, including the players who just bought, including the coach that just came, including the CEO, the director of football, the scouts, all of them. If you're not living up to the expectation, you can might as well take the leave. Because what's the sense? Right? Got rid of Rashford on a season-long loan to Barcelona. I think they're paying his salary. He reduced his salary by a big chunk to go to Barcelona. He was working to go to Barcelona. So now he's there. Hope he makes the best of it. He is actually in the England team in the current international break, Marcus Rashford. So yeah, so that's Rashford. We got rid of Sancho as well on a season-long loan to Aston Villa. I think we needed to get rid of Sancho. It got a bit toxic with Sancho. So good loan for Sancho. Lindelof, I should say, is off to Aston Villa as well with Sancho. His contract ended, so it was a free transfer, Lindelof. Ariam Massa, good, promising youngster, got sold as well. Toby Collier on loan as well to West Brom. Yeah, Christian Eriksen without a club. So United, not the best, not a transfer window. Wouldn't say it was as good as Liverpool. Wouldn't say it was as good as Chelsea. Wouldn't say it was as good as Man City. He was better than Arsenal's because we changed our entire front line. It was a big upgrade on the front line, but we needed more players. And the final of the Big Six, Tottenham Hotspurs, was all over the transfer market, trying to get players. Didn't get all the players they wanted. Matthias Tell was on a season-long loan last season. It became permanent from Bayern Munich for 35 million euros. So that's a good acquisition for them. I would think he's going to be a squad player. Big signing, they got Javi Simons. After Arsenal stole Eze from them, they ended up getting Javi Simons, which I believe is 22 years of age, younger than Eze, similar talent. I think he is younger, but I think it's a toss-up between him and Eze. He is more experienced. He's been in Europe, been in the Champions League, been in the international stage a lot longer than Eze is. So it's a plus for Tottenham Hotspurs. Got him from Leipzig. He's wearing the number 7 a lot on his shoulders. They got Mohamed Kudus from West Ham last season. Very good left winger. Very productive. So that's another good signing for them. That's the 3 main signing for Spurs. They got Joao Paulino, the defensive midfielder from Bayern Munich. Very good player. The Portuguese is Portugal's international player actually. So he's an international player. Starts for Portugal. I've seen him start for Portugal. Not starting now. Watched Portugal today, and I'm not sure he was called up, but an opportunity for him to get his foot back on the ground and get back into that Portugal team. So Joao Paulino, defensive midfielder. They also got Colomwani, a season-long loan So by already Spurs have a better summer signing than United and Arsenal based on the players they have got. Colomwani, it's a loan, season-long loan from PSG, 26 years of age. This is an attacking lineup. This is a very attacking. These are very attacking players. So Thomas Frank has his work cut out selecting a team. If all these players are fit and firing, Colomwani, decent striker, has speed, has instinct, can play off the right, the left, up top, which is a plus. Very good player. Who else? So they sold Song, Heung-min Song, they sold him to LAFC in America. They got 22 million euros for him. They sold Hoiberg, who was on loan, but I guess it became permanent now. Correct me if I'm wrong. For 13 million euros. Brian Gale, a very good left-footed midfielder. They sold him to Girona. Not appreciated in the Premier League, as is a lot of Spanish players because of their playing style. Yeah, so that's it for Spurs. Obviously, they got a lot more out, a lot more players out. Timo Werner, did he go out? Where is Timo Werner? Not clear right here. But that's what the transfer window looks like for the Big Six team. Please remember, if you're still here, hit that like button. Please remember to hit the like button as always. Click the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Share the video to your friends in all your group chats. Hit the notification bell to be notified when we post a video. Right, so this is the chance summer signing for the Big Six team. The teams that are expected to be very influential in the title race, in the top four race, and in the race for Europe overall. If I should grade these windows for these Big Six team, I would say Liverpool had a great window. Out of 10, if it's not 10, I would give them a minimum 8.5, because obviously you cannot give them 9 or 10 because that would be perfect and no room for improvement, or couldn't have been any better. So I would give Liverpool an 8.5 with the acquisition. They got Kirkes, Verts, Frimpong, Ekitike, Alexander Isak. I think that's a pretty good 5 in. Chelsea got in Jar Pedro, Dilap, 2 strikers. Got in Garnacho from United, one of the talented young players from last season. Even though he gets his sticks, good youngster Garnacho. I mean, who else is there? Man City. I have to compare before I grade. City got Shirky. They got, who else did City get? They got Shirky. They got Donnarumma, goalkeeper. City. Let me just look again before I give them a grade. In Nori Rangers, I would give City I gave Liverpool a 8.5. I would give City a 7.5. I'll give City a 7.5, and these are very good. These are expert grading system. It's like I had a rubric because you're not giving away grades. So 7.5, I would give City. I think Chelsea, I would give a 7. The Chelsea acquired a lot more players with a lot less strategy to their signings and a lot less understanding to their signings. But I would give Chelsea a 7. I could give them a 7.5 as well. I'm going to give Chelsea a 7.5. They got Jar Pedro, they got Gittins, they got Garnacho, got Diop, Esteval. Those very good players, right? 7.5. So Liverpool, I'll give them a 8.5. But Chelsea and City, I'll give them a 7.5. Arsenal, I'm going to give Arsenal. Arsenal didn't get anybody intriguing, nobody to have opposition looking and saying, oh, Arsenal is, they got Eze, they got Zubimendi. I'm going to give them, I'm not going to be harsh. I'm going to give them a 7. I wanted to say 6.5, but I'm going to be fair and give them a 7. Arsenal for their summer window. United, I'm going to give United a 7.2. barely better. Let's say 7.5. I'm gonna give United a 7.5. Definitely think you're better than Arsenal. Um, so did I give United the same as Chelsea and City? Alright, so I'm gonna bump Chelsea and City up to a 8 since I gave Liverpool a 8.5. So Liverpool 8.5, Chelsea and City 8. I'm gonna give United a 7.5. I think it could have been a lot better. I'm gonna give Arsenal, I'm gonna give Tottenham also a 7.5. I think they had a better window than United, but I'm gonna give them a 7.5. I'm looking through my red tinted glasses, so I'm gonna give Tottenham a 7.5, and I'm gonna give Arsenal a 7. So there you go. That's the transfer window for the big six team in the Premier League. The Premier League is off. The transfer window is closed for the most part. I think there are leagues that still are accepting that the window is still open, so players can still be sold to those leagues. But definitely, the Premier League is closed off, so the Premier League teams cannot acquire any new player prior to today, subsequent to today. My bad. So definitely, that's my opinion on the signings so far. Obviously, teams can actually sell players to clubs outside of England because you have teams with the transfer window still open. That is the end of the video, guys. Please hit a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell. Don't forget to tell a friend, share the video on your platforms, comment in the comment section, which is very important for me. Let me see what you guys are thinking. Let me know who you're repping when you're watching. And if I get a like for every video, for every view, that would be great. It's British 876 Sports, guys. I am out.